Good day for a hat. All right, Allie, Anita, thank you very much. Listen to this. Parents being now paying to add their own curriculums in the schools in New Hampshire if they don't like what's being taught there. Are the schools so out of touch? Parents are now in charge. Joining us right now is Kyle Olson. He is the founder of Education Action Group and the author of a book called Indoctrination. He joins us today from Chicago as well, where it's snowing. Good morning to you, Kyle.
Good morning. Actually, I'm in Michigan, where it's snowing more.
Okay, even better yet. Kyle, so in New Hampshire, what the state legislature has said now is if parents don't like the curriculum in the kids' school, they can change it. You know, the parents are going to have to pay for any curriculum changes. But what does that say about what is being taught in our schools today if the parents are saying, look, we don't like this, we got to mess with it?
Right. Well, I think generally speaking, what we've got in public schools is a one-size-fits-all program, one-size-fits-all curriculum. And so what the legislature has done in New Hampshire is they have said, we're going to return power back to the parents. And so if parents object, if they don't like what's going on in the classroom, then they can say that they object, and then the school district is then required to create an alternative curriculum that meets the needs of parents.
Okay, and if they do create that alternative curriculum, then the parents are going to have to pony up the cash to pay for it. Is this in response to, you know, over the last couple of years, we've heard a number of parents and parents groups rise up and say, the agenda is just too liberal. We want some balance in the schools. Is that what this is?
I think it is, because it's interesting. There was huge majorities passed this in the legislature. The Democratic governor vetoed it, saying it was going to create a burden on the schools, and they actually overrode his veto by huge majorities. And I think this opens up a broader question, and that is who is in control of the schools, and who are the schools designed to, whose needs are the schools designed to meet? And obviously, I think the answer is parents. And so the legislature there said, look, we're going to put the parents in control, allow the parents to decide what is best for their children. And so that is what is going to be happening in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad commentary, though, because you know, I love all my kids' teachers, and I think teachers do a great job. And I think that the education should be left up to the educators. But in some cases, there's just some stuff that, you know, has run amok, unfortunately. But isn't this just a Band-Aid, ultimately, over a bigger problem?
Sure. I mean, I think ultimately what needs to happen is you need to create a more fundamental school choice by creating voucher programs, tuition tax credit programs, those sorts of things. And so in 2 weeks, National School Choice Week is going to be coming up, where there are going to be events all over the country. People are going to be talking about these issues. And so I think this is a step in the right direction in New Hampshire, but fundamentally they need to create more substantive, more broad school choice programs so parents can really do whatever they would like.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about a story that we told folks about last week, where in a school district in Virginia, this outfit called Kid Pan Alley came in, and they were supposed to just help the kids write a song. As it turns out, the song they wrote was all about the Occupy Wall Street thing, and, you know, the kids are on the side of the 99. Here's a portion of the lyrics. I used to be one of the 1%. I worked all the time, never saw my family, couldn't make life rhyme. Then the bubble burst. It really, really hurt. I lost my money, lost my pride, lost my home. Now I'm part of the 99. When we told the story last week, the school board was standing by the fact that that was actually written by third graders. And we said, no, that couldn't possibly be true. And as it turns out,
right.
Kid Pan Alley has apologized. They did write the lyrics.
That's right. What a shock. And so you connect that to New Hampshire, and you wonder why parents are objecting to what is going on in the schools. I mean, it's incredible that finally this organization would come out and say, look, we wrote the lyrics. It won't happen again, but we'll have to wait and see, because school districts will continue to bring this organization into their classrooms. And so parents need to be vigilant. And again, going back to New Hampshire, if they don't like what's going on, they need to stand up, object, and do something about it.
All right, and as you have said, and I know it's the title of your book, Indoctrination, and even as seemingly as simple as a little song is, with third graders, you feel it is planting that seed in those young minds.
Absolutely. It's planting that seed. It's getting them comfortable with those terms like the 99% and the 1%. And so parents have to be vigilant.
All right. Kyle Olson joining us today from snowy Michigan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to step